Dear all, a very good day. In the present lecture or today's lecture, we are going to discuss about threshold voltage and methods of its calculation. Basically, there are two methods for the calculation of threshold voltage. We are going to discuss both the methods. Okay. Now, we know threshold voltage is the minimum voltage which is required for the formation of channels in an enhancement MOSFET. If we are talking about a depletion MOSFET, it is the voltage applied on the gate at which the channel is depleted of all the charge carriers. So the concept of threshold voltage is therefore applied to both depletion as well as enhancement MOSFETs. Now, the gate structure of MOS transistor consists electrically of charges stored in the dielectric layer and in the surface of the interface as well as the substrate itself. Okay, so there are different charges which are present in the structure of our MOS structure. Okay, some are in the depletion dielectric layer, that is the SiO2 layer, normally which we have seen in the structure so far. Then there are surface and interfaces charges as well, which are trapped in the device. Switching enhancement MOSFET from off to on state consists of applying a sufficient gate voltage to neutralize these charge carriers. Okay. So if we want that on the application of gate voltage, channels should start forming. So we would like that before the channel forms, these charge carriers should be neutralized. Okay, and thereafter only once these charge carriers are neutralized, the inversion process can take place. So switching a depletion mode NMOS transistor from on to the off state. Yes, for the depletion mode transistor we will deliberately apply the voltage to switch off the transistor. Okay, then it comes to the term of threshold voltage. So switching the depletion mode NMOS transistor from the on stage to the off state consists of applying enough voltage to the gate to add the stored charges and invert the N implant region to P region. Okay, so if we want to switch off a depletion region MOSFET, we have to apply so much of charge that all the electrons are depleted, that is all the electrons are repelled back to the substrate body and holes are attracted to the channel, so that both the N region cannot conduct with the help of holes. Okay, so utilizing both these parameters, the threshold voltage equation can be given by the equation as shown here, where this is Vt threshold voltage, this is equal to phi ms minus qb minus qss upon co plus 2 phi fn. Now the different parameters in this equation are: the first one, qb, the charge per unit area in the depletion layer beneath the oxide. Okay, so we know that gate is separated from the channel with the help of an oxide layer. Now this oxide layer is formed normally due to the oxidation of silicon metal. Okay, now this layer has many depletion charges stored within itself. These charges should be neutralized before we can hope for the channel, we can begin the inversion process in the channel. Okay, then QSS, this is the second parameter which has been given here. It is a charge density at SiO2 interfaces. Now the charges are present at SiO2 interfaces. Okay, and with the application of gate voltage, more of these charges will increase. So the gate, dielectric and channel, okay, this forms a sort of capacitor as well. So we know that capacitor can store charge, therefore charge parameters will be also shown. Then C naught is the capacitance per unit area. This capacitance is basically the capacitance of the oxide layer. We know oxide is a dielectric material, so it will show some capacitance. Then comes phi ms. That's phi ms is the work function of or you can say that it is the difference between the work function of gate and silicon. Now we have got a polysilicon gate which has a specific work function. Okay, then we have a silicon channel, it has a different work function. So due to the difference in their work function, charges may arise which also need to be neutralized. Finally, phi f is the Fermi potential between the inverted surface and the bulk silicon. Now we know the whole bulk silicon is p-type substrate, and the channel which has been formed is of inverted electrons. So there will be Fermi level difference and band gap bending. Okay, so because of this band gap bending and Fermi level function we have taken into consideration. So polysilicon gate and silicon substrates. Okay, if you are taking into consideration polysilicon gate and a silicon substrate, the value of phi ms is negative, but it is very small because actually both are made up of silicon. One is a single crystal and one is a multiple crystal silicon. So you can say polysilicon. So the work function does not vary very much. Now the magnitude and size of Vt are determined by the balance between the remaining negative terms. That is, now there apart from phi ms, the other terms which remain are Qb, Qss and 2 phi Fn. So threshold voltage greatly depends on these values. Okay, so and all these terms except for minus Qss upon Cu are positive. To determine threshold voltage, each of the term can be calculated using these following equations. So Qb, that is the trapped charge in the dielectric layer, can be calculated as 2 epsilon naught epsilon Si Qn 2 phi Fn plus Vsb. This is Coulomb per square meter. Phi Fn is Kt by Q ln n upon Ni volts. Okay, Ni is the intrinsic concentration and N is the donor concentration present. Then Qss is, it has a fixed value normally between 1.5 to 8 into 10 to the power minus 8 Coulomb per square meter. Okay, now Vsb represents the surface voltage in this equation, or you can say substrate bias voltage, that is at what bias the body has been applied. If body is not at a ground potential same as our source, then it will considerably affect the threshold voltage. Okay, Q is the charge of an electron, its value is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. N is the impurity concentration. Normally Na is utilized for acceptor concentration and Nd is utilized for donor concentrations. Okay, relative permittivity of Si is 11.7, that is epsilon Si value. Okay, Ni is intrinsic concentration and its value is normally 1.6 into 10 to the power 10 per cubic centimeter at 300 kelvins, but this value is for silicon only. K is the Boltzmann constant in this equation and its value is 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per Kelvin. Please, we know that Boltzmann constant has got another value, but we have to be very careful while reading these values because they should be in the same unit. So the body effect should also be taken into account because the body terminal can also be biased with respect to the source terminal. Increasing Vsb causes the channel to be depleted of the charge carriers and thus the threshold voltage is raised. Okay, so if Vsb is increased, so it will cause depletion of the charge carriers, that this can attract electrons from the channel. Okay, so we don't want channel electrons to be taken away from the channel. Therefore normally we keep Vsb as low as possible, or maybe negative. Now this changes the changes in the Vt is represented by delta Vt and it is given by gamma Vsb, where gamma is a constant which depends upon the substrate doping, so that more lightly doped substrate smaller will be the body effect. To reduce the body effect, we should reduce the doping in the substrate, that is the p-type region. So final threshold voltage value Vt can be given as Vto plus d upon epsilon Si epsilon naught under root of 2 epsilon Si epsilon naught q n into Vsb whole to the power 1 by 2, where Vto is the threshold voltage at 0 volt applied when the body voltage is not taken into consideration. Okay, then normally for VSB is equal to 0, threshold voltage is 0.2 of VDD, and if VSB is 5 volt, or that is if we have biased it at body at 5 volt voltage, then threshold voltage will be 0.3 or you can say 30% of VDD. In the next class we will see the different method for the calculation of our threshold voltage. Thank you.